Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here today to share in the celebration and formal welcome of Fairfield University's newly hired men's basketball coach, Jay Young. My name is Jennifer Anderson, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Communications here at Fairfield. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to be here with you this morning as we tip off a new, exciting era of men's basketball here in Stag Country. This morning, you will have the opportunity to hear from Fairfield's President, Dr. Mark Arnemick, Director of Athletics, Paul Schlickman, and of course, Coach Young. To start things off this morning, I would like to welcome to the podium one of our most passionate supporters of Stags Athletics, University President Dr. Mark Arnemick.
Thank you, Jen, and thank you all for joining us. I want to place this moment in context, and that context is this. Fairfield University as an institution is on the rise. We've seen that in a number of ways. Our ranking as #1 in our category as a Master's Comprehensive by U.S. News & World Report. Our very successful capital campaign, thanks to the generous donations of so many benefactors, and in the fact that we have our largest and highest quality enrollments in our history. And that rise has been predicated on a commitment to be the model of the modern Jesuit Catholic University, to be a model of modern excellence. And the characteristics of modern excellence are three. First, a dedication to lifelong learning. Second, a dedication to holistic formation. And third, a dedication to expansive partnership. Athletics is essential to that. And Jay Young is somebody who can both speak to and embodies those commitments that we make. He recognizes that in recruiting student athletes, he is looking to have them not just be shaped for 4 years, but for 40 years. He understands in coaching and molding those young men who will play for him that he is not just about what they are doing on the court, but what they are doing in terms of the classroom and how they are becoming young men of character. And lastly, he recognizes that our basketball program is certainly not just Fairfield's, but is the community's. The fact that we were able to hire someone who can both, as I said, speak to and embody the characteristics that make us the modern Jesuit Catholic University is one of the things that makes me so excited. And secondly, truth be told, it's also this simple fact, is that we are going to compete. I have no doubt that the coming years will see extraordinary success for Fairfield basketball. Thank you, and go Stags.
Thank you, Mark. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium my colleague, Director of Athletics, Paul Schlickman.
Good morning. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Dr. Nemick. And this is a great day to be a Stag. Jen has extended some welcomes, as Dr. Nemick, but I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to everyone. It is really energizing and exhilarating to look out at this audience and see every facet of our Stags family here today, virtually. We've got students, we've got faculty staff, we've got athletic staff. You can see all our student athletes in their red. We love that. Season ticket holders, alumni, and members of the community. So it's a great treat to see you all here, and I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your efforts to be here on this special day. I don't want to steal any of Coach Jay's thunder, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of special groups right before me here today. First, I want to thank our men's basketball team, dressing up pretty good. You guys did it right today. Thank you. You know, it's not easy to go through a coaching transition, and there's always a gap of kind of uncertainty and trepidation on the part of the student athletes who are involved. But I want to thank them for the manner in which they handled it. I think they've done it in an extremely mature manner, and there's great days ahead, guys. So thank you for everything you've done. I don't think they're here today, but I did ask two members of our previous staff, Mitch Barnaguro and Tyson Wheeler, to step in and handle on an interim basis the day-to-day operations of the program Both were extremely professional about that, as I expected, and were Stags in every fashion, so I want to convey my thanks to them. We're very blessed and have a special treat to have so many members of the Rutgers family here today, certainly indicative of their strong feelings for Jay, and I want to thank them for making the special effort to be here. It means a great deal, so thank you guys. And this great array of the young family here. So I know I've gotten to know some of you along the way over the course of time, but I appreciate your efforts to be here and want to thank you for that, and I look forward to getting to know the rest of you that I have not had the opportunity to do so as of yet. This exceptional turnout here today is indicative in my mind of two things. Clearly, it's an indicator of how people feel about Coach Young and the excitement that the announcement of his hire has generated. But it also serves as an emphatic reminder of the critical role that men's basketball plays in our campus ethos and our university culture. If there's one thing that has become abundantly clear to me in the last year and a half, it's the fact that people do care a great deal about Stags men's basketball. And that affinity and passion has never been more evident or on greater display than in the last 3 weeks. And based purely on the number of phone calls and emails that I've received, I can assure you that that is the case. Today is evidence of the positive impact basketball can have at Fairfield as a driver of our campus spirit and pride, a galvanizing agent for the local community, and a vehicle to enhance our university brand. Under President Nemick's leadership, as he alluded to, Fairfield is on an upward trajectory, the likes of which we've never seen. One of the hallmarks of that growth is a strong embrace of our traditional core values while pursuing a progressive path toward modern excellence. Concurrent with that, I believe we are at an exciting inflection point in the history of our basketball program that parallels that vision. What best codified that notion this past season was the atmosphere that was created as we utilized the venerable Alumni Hall to re-engage and re-energize a fan base, tapping into and celebrating the best of its traditions. At the same time, we are finalizing plans for an on-campus convocation center that will be a transformational asset for the entire campus and most certainly for our program. And today, we obviously take another step forward as we add a critical component to that trajectory with the formal introduction of our next head coach of men's basketball. So these are truly exciting times for the university, for our program, and we're thrilled to have you all here today to share in that collective embrace of who we are and who we aspire to be. Before I formally introduce the gentleman to my left, I'd like to extend a few thank yous that I believe are necessary and then give a brief overview of the search process. So for thank yous, Katie Young, she's not here today. I believe she's watching. So if you are Katie, she was our lead advisor from Ventura Partners, the search firm with whom we partnered on this, and she was spectacular in every aspect of the process. So thank you, Katie, for everything you did. Frank Carroll, the chair of our board of trustees, thank you, Frank, for your ongoing leadership, support, and guidance, not only in this process, but in all we do. Along with Frank, we had two alums and former board of trustee members, Bill Egan and Paul Houston, who were actively engaged and very helpful in the process. Certainly Dr. Nemick, who was in lockstep with me throughout the 3 weeks we went through this process. Kevin Lawler, our senior vice president, and the members of the search committee. Christine Siegel, our provost. Wally Hallis, our vice president for advancement. Jen Anderson, our vice president for marketing communications. Tom Murray, professor here and NCAA athletics representative. And Zach Dayton. Where's Zach? There he is. I got to give a special shout out to Zach because I don't think he has slept in the last 3 weeks. And I take full responsibility for that, at least the vast majority of it, because I've been grinding him like no tomorrow. But he also has an infant baby girl who's probably detracting from that sleep all the more. So Zach, thank you for everything you're doing. The process, we had in excess of 150 inquiries about the position. So what does that say? I think it speaks volumes that this is indeed a coveted role in the world of college basketball, and that level of interest validates that notion. So why Jay Young? Well, to put it simply, Coach Young checked every box of a lengthy preferred candidate profile and emerged at every step of our process as the individual with the depth and breadth of experience to lead our program. What stood out for all with whom he met? I would say, to summarize it, 3 things. First, a remarkable track record at every level of college basketball and the clear common denominator of success at every stop in his professional journey. Second, an authentic and effective approach to the recruitment and overall development of young men. And third, a clear passion for this job. What stands out for me? To be clear, Jay has all the requisite skills for this job. He's a very talented basketball coach, and he will make us better, as Dr. Nemec alluded to. He is highly skilled at developing players. He's an exceptional recruiter. He's adept at managing and aiding in the rebuilding of programs, and he will be an exceptional team player in our department and a valued member of this community. Beyond these factors, what I know, what I have seen firsthand, and what I have watched evolve over the course of 15 years are things you don't necessarily see in black and white on a resume or on a screen in a flashy biography. What I see in Jay is someone who has pursued his dream and his calling with impeccable character, a relentless commitment to excellence, a love for and loyalty to his players, an unwavering faith in his own ability coupled with a disarming sense of humility, a grit and persistence when facing adversity, and an unwavering belief that at some point his number would be called. The cumulative impact of those observations for me is a core belief that Jay Young is the right man at the right time for all the right reasons to be the next leader of our men's basketball program. He is someone in whom I have implicit trust. And that's why your number's being called today. So, without any further ado, let's please give a resounding Stags welcome to the 13th head coach in the history of Fairfield men's basketball, Jay Young.
Wow. I wasn't sure who Paul was talking about for a second up there. So I had a coaching friend who called me this morning who's been a head coach, and I told him, I said, I just got to get through this today. It's been really emotional. I said, I've told my players how tough I am, and if they see me up here crying, I'm going to ruin all my credibility. So he said to me, whatever you do, don't look at your family. And of course, I got up here and I looked at my family right away. So, thanks, Paul. It's been a long time waiting to hear those words, and I always wondered what they would sound like. And it's actually it's a lot better than I imagined. So, thank you for that. It has been an extremely, extremely emotional week. I got the call from Paul, I think last Tuesday, and I drove home. And I wanted to tell my wife, Janet, in person, and told her, and she started to cry, and my mother-in-law was there. She started to cry. I started to cry. We have 2 dogs. They started to cry. We have 2 cats, and they may have just been hungry. We're not sure, but there was just a lot of tears going around. Coaching is really about the investment that you make in others and they make in you. I'm here today because of the support, the friendship, and the love of so many people. When you finally get that call from Paul like I got, it's moving, it's overwhelming, and you immediately think about all the relationships and the people who helped you get to that journey. I'm the son of a coach. I was blessed with an amazing and supportive family. I'm screwing this up already. All right, here we go. All right, guys, really, I'm really tough, guys. I'm really tough. I'd like to thank first my wife Janet, who's crying right there. She's not helping at all. But thank you, Janet, for the sacrifices you have made, and so I can do what I love. My mom is here in the front row. She's crying. And we had to take her because if she had logged on to Facebook by herself today, she could have shut down the entire internet. I've got my brothers Ricky and Mike, my sister Sue, along with brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, Nisa is Shauna, who's a graduate from Fairfield, cousins, and many other who I'm sure are watching. And as you can tell, just having the Young and Sweeneys alone, we can probably do a great deal for Fairfield attendance next year. When you do this for so many years, and you just have a ton of people to thank, and let me first thank President Nemec. I got an opportunity to spend a significant time with President Nemec, interacting with him during the selection process. And his vision and passion for Fairfield University and his support for the athletics program here was evident immediately. I'm honored to be part of the exciting transformation that is taking place here, and I thank you for your trust. To our Director of Athletics, Paul Schlickman, I know very well what a competitive profession this is, and it's loaded with talented coaches and successful coaches. Thank you, Paul, for your belief in me. Thank you for seeing something in me and knowing that I was the right person to lead Fairfield at this time. I would also like to, I know Paul already thanked him, but I would like to thank my gratitude to the search committee, and I want you to know that this search committee is by far my all-time favorite search committee of all time. Without a doubt. I got some great advice a long time ago to surround yourself with great people. And I've had the great fortune to work with some talented, passionate coaches and administrators, people who have inspired me, challenged me, helped me grow personally and professionally. I come to this very special place at Fairfield and leaving a very special place at Rutgers. I can't thank Athletic Director Pat Hobbs enough, his Chief of Staff Ryan Passari, for all of their support and encouragement these last 3 years. To my colleagues at Rutgers and others that I have worked with, many of who are here today, I sincerely appreciate all your guidance, all your friendship, and I've learned so much from you guys. Today really started for me a long time ago when a guy named Jim Todd asked me to be his assistant coach at Salem State College back in 1988. And for some of the students here, that was actually before cell phones, if that put that into context. My mother had such high hopes for me, and Jimmy ruined all that by encouraging me to get into coaching, and perhaps today she can finally forgive him. But Jim and his wife Gail are like family to all of us, and I'm sure they're watching from Florida. Thank you, JT, and we love you, Gail. I wanted to I want to thank Carl Fogel and the late Rudy Keeling, who both gave me a chance to work in Division I basketball at Northeastern University. If it were not for two athletic directors, Phil Rowe, who hired me at the age of 25 to be the head coach at Newberry College, and Debbie Chin at the University of New Haven, I would have never had the experience of being a head coach and running my own program. I owe them all a great deal of gratitude. This could be tough. For the last 14 years, I've had the best seat in college basketball. For 11 of those years, I watched the relentless energy and investment of a then young head coach. And I saw him completely change the direction of a struggling and little-known program named Stony Brook University. And he changed it into perennial NCAA contender. In 3 short years at Rutgers, I witnessed the complete change of culture and direction of a program that competes in one of the nation's toughest conference. I am ready to lead Fairfield today because of Steve Peichel. I can't look at him. Steve, I cannot thank you enough for all that you have done for me and my family. It has been an incredible ride. I must also express my sincere gratitude to the real head coach for the last 14 years, his beautiful wife, Kate, their 3 wonderful children, Brooke, Olivia, and John. They also have a 4th child named Kevin, and wonderful would certainly be a stretch. But Kevin knows he's my man, and I'm going to miss him too. I'm officially announcing today that we have 3 weeks of Jay Young basketball camp this summer, and Kevin is invited to 1, okay? For the past 14 years, you have all become members of my family. You can't look at Kate either. There's no better profession in the world than being a coach. The best part of the last few days was the number of texts I received from many of the players and I had the privilege to work with and reached out to me. Many incredible, moving texts. And then there was some like Jameel Warney. I don't know if Jameel's here. He's probably late. So there he is all the way in the back. Some like him who just simply said, don't screw this up. From the players to the 85-86 Arlington High School freshman team to this past year's Rutgers team and every player at every place in between. I am blessed to have coached you and be part of your lives. Finally, it's the Fairfield team that is here today, our team. I'm so fired up to begin to work with you guys. I can't wait to bring out the best in you and you the best in me. I want every Fairfield alum, student, and fan to be proud of the product that takes the floor every night. We will represent Fairfield, this great, modern Jesuit university, with tremendous class and pride, knowing what a privilege it is to wear the red and white. One of the many, many sayings that I have, and guys who I've coached are all sick of hearing them, and you will too. We don't get what we wish for, we only get what we work for. And that work starts now. Thank you again for coming today. I look forward to many new friendships and many, 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 many celebrations. Go Stags.